Hi, my name is Jalon, and I keep up with the news for you.
And I'm Joey, and I keep up with the policy for you.
And together, we help you vote smarter, not harder.
Welcome to Get Pod Local.
Yay! Okay, thanks for joining us. We have revamped our podcast structure, so forgive us for trying these things out. We've had a lot of changes behind the scenes. That's why we've been behind on all these things. But also, I'm going to be honest with y'all. This election season has been kicking our ass. And that has been our whole focus since the beginning, is to help you keep up with the elections and what you need to look out for on your ballots, how to vote better, how to register, and these primaries.
Oof. It went on for 6 months, y'all. I mean, come on. That was rough. It's been rough. It
has been so rough. I mean, honestly, it's been longer because, like, as soon as November happened, people just started restructuring, and then they just tried to change all the rules with the new maps, and where you can and can't vote. Is ICE going to be at the polling area? Can I mail in my ballot? Like, all this shit was just, and then, like, in Dallas, like, you know, not to just keep it super local, but, you know, your precinct here in Dallas, we had an agreed upon, like, primary between the Dems and the Republicans, and then the Republicans / the MAGA said, actually, all that. Like, y'all, we're gonna do this, and y'all are on your own. And that kind of just set us up for mass
they did that
confusion.
less than 2 weeks before voting. And as a matter of fact, once we were already voting, we still didn't have the new maps out. Like, we didn't have published maps. We didn't have updated voting locations yet. Like, it was insane.
It was insane.
Absolutely
I mean,
crazy.
Lawyers were involved. Like, it was crazy. So yeah, so just full disclosure, we are tired. We were tired, and then Joey's a precinct chair, so it's like we were just busy. We're just busy and tired and everything.
Primaries, the March County Convention, and then we had the local elections with the school board races and all kinds of local stuff, and the local school board funding stuff, and then we had the runoff election for the primary. It literally has just gone on forever.
It's just forever. Forgive me, Joey, if you've heard this story, but this is a story I've not reported on because I wasn't sure exactly how to talk about it. But have you heard about what's happening with Starbucks in South Korea?
I don't think so.
Okay. The South Koreans are correctly boycotting Starbucks, and it's causing so much drama. The Korean CEO has been fired. The government's involved. There's been protests everywhere. Lots of people. I think some Starbucks have been closed. So what Starbucks has done is they did this promotion called they named this cup a certain name, and then they decided to call it that name and the day. They call it the Tank, and they called it the day that they were giving it out Tank Day. So correctly, people lost their shit. So I'm going to show this video to you.
This Starbucks ad hit a big nerve in South Korea. They called May 18th the Tank Day, referring to their tumbler named Tank. Within just a day, the Starbucks Korea CEO was fired. The president of South Korea said the ad was an insult and denial of Korean community itself, and the company promised to give history lessons to every employee. So what was wrong with the ad? May 18th is a sacred day in South Korea. It is a day when military dictatorship killed hundreds of pro-democracy protesters who were demanding free election in 1980. That tragic day was depicted in numerous TV shows, movies, and books. So for Starbucks to run an ad on May 18th calling it the Tank Day, and Tank, which happens to be the nickname of the military dictator responsible, Chun Doo-hwan, you can imagine why a lot of people seeing that ad drew that connection. Well, Starbucks said the mistake was unintentional, but many people are asking, how could something like this end up on the advertisement of a major coffee chain?
More than 2,000 stores have temporarily closed, and they will be closed until the 22nd of June. Like I told you, the CEO, the Korean CEO, has been fired. They are now closing the stores and calling for mandatory history lessons. They are going to teach people. It's like, who are you teaching? Because the people who work in the Korean Starbucks are Korean. Like, the barista didn't come up with this. So it's like, why are they?
Starbucks corporate that has the issue, not the citizens.
Yeah, they're like, so staff can. They said they're going to close 2,000 stores at 3 p.m. on the 22nd of June, so staff can watch recorded lectures on modern Korean history and engage in social sensitivity training. The half-day closures will cost Starbucks an estimate $2.1 billion in Korean, so 1.4 million in American dollars in lost sales.
But it's just the employees.
It's like, girl, why are they training?
Yeah.
Like, this is a historical situation. This is something that, we were alive. This happened in 1987. Like, this is not something that isn't like so
Not
far
ancient
away.
history. No.
Yeah, this is modern history.
Mhm.
And they're shutting down and teaching people who should know already about this situation. And you and I, we work in marketing, in the production area. And it's like that went up all the way to the CEO of Korea. And it's fascinating because like you and I, like when we look up like names, like when we were deciding names for both of our production company and anything, the first thing we do is Google.
Yeah. Step 1, search the internet.
It's like, I get it. Like, it's like this, like, I think it's a stainless steel tumbler. Forgive me if I'm wrong. So it's like sturdy like a tank.
So they're just showing off how dumb they are.
And the fact that they're training Korean baristas on the historical situation and not the upper echelons of, Starbucks is crazy. It's just
not
crazy.
Starbucks creative execs who clearly shit the bed.
Yeah, it was fascinating. So that was a bit of news.
And also it likely won't work. Like shutting it for an after, a couple hours on June 22nd doesn't make up for the mistake having already occurred. Like the citizens are going to be like, that's nice. We don't have to go there anymore. We're good.
Yeah. Like, I mean, honestly, what should have happened is they should have immediately pulled these cups down. They should apologize like they did. And then given the population something like, hey, today, everybody gets one drink for free.
For free, yes. Yes. Make up for it somehow, people.
Yeah, not sensitivity training for people who didn't do it. They didn't do it. The baristas didn't do it.
No.
Yeah,
Shame on the creative execs.
Honestly, like, I want to know who the ad agency was. I want to know who the EP was. I want to know everybody that is on some part of this.
Yes.
It's like, it's
no one spoke
crazy. It's crazy. And also it's a learning lesson. We can shut down Starbucks.
We can.
So I figured you hadn't heard anything about it. I haven't talked about it. And it's one of those stories that is so massive over there and nobody's really talking about it. And, it's another American company going to a foreign company and just showing their ass.
Showing their ass.
So on this episode, you and I sat down and we talked to Jamaica. We've talked to her several times since the election in 2024. And here's some clips from these past interviews. You don't have the luxury that I have where it's like, good luck, y'all, fixing this problem.
Yeah.
We're taking a break. You keep saying listen to black women. We were talking that talk. And y'all still weren't listening to us.
92%, we're talking the talk.
Yeah. You don't have the luxury that I have. I'm like, I'll see y'all closer to 2026.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like in my own way that will be to just protect my own self
for sure,
my own peace. But yeah, very much still just diving right in.
I have a job to do.
Yeah.
At the same time. No, I'm not going to that party.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It is cool, like you pointed out, that there are successes that we do have to celebrate. You're right. There's no celebrating going on, and you're right. There is stuff to celebrate. It's a cool point to make.
I think that's a general problem that I have with the party is we do not talk our shit nearly enough. Like, I think I saw something where every year that Biden has been president, there has been like growth, and it's like, why are we just now talking about this? It's like, this should be like at the end of 2021, growth. At the end of 2022, 2 years of growth. Like, it needed, like, I feel like, in the words of Madam Vice President, it's like, it's not everybody's goal to be humble. And we also misuse that word.
Oh, yeah.
That is not the
especially women.
Yeah.
Especially women.
Yeah.
Especially women of color. Especially black women. Because it's like, oh, you're too boisterous. You're too this, that. It's like, okay, but I'm also the shit, and you guys are making money because of me, and congratulations, and let's continue working.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
And I wish that we, as a party, would talk our shit more.
Oh, yeah.
I heard on, it was an interview between Ben Wickler and Jon Stewart, and Ben Wickler said that one of the ways he thinks that Evers won so decidedly was because he did a campaign where in every single county they had a custom advertisement that specifically laid out, this is what we did in your county. So every county was like, oh yeah, I actually saw that. So each county was educated by that, like, oh, this guy's delivering to me.
Yeah.
Not to the state, not to the country, whatever. They delivered to me, to my community. And, you know, I don't know how you do that on a national level or whatever, but I was like, wow, that's innovative. That's something we all need to do. We need to talk about what we've done locally. Everyone should hear that.
We have to start bragging more.
Yeah.
We have to start tooting on the horn and saying we did this and we got this done. And calling out Republicans for you being against it and then trying to take credit for it.
That's one of the things that the White House's social media is really great at. So like when a congressperson's like, oh, this bill passed and now there's more money. And it's like, but you voted against it. And the White House is very quick to go, you voted against this. They're retweeting, making sure it's all visible. This is not because of you.
And then it's like, how do we get that out to the people that need to see it?
I was going to say, because most people don't see that. You see that. I see that. But
because that's what I hear all the time is people like this, or whatever. And then the majority of people that I talk to at doors and stuff, you know, they're just kind of like, well, not really. And I'm like, do you see this construction on these highways? Infrastructure bill? Hello.
I sure see it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a good sign. This is good.
Famously, we were talking about infrastructure for 4 years, the prior administration.
Exactly.
Now we're not talking about it. We're doing
exactly.
Yeah.
I definitely think we should brag more, talk about our wins more. I think we should stay on things longer than we do. Republicans do such a good job at that. That's the only thing I'm going to give them. But they will sit on there. I heard someone say, you know, when all the stuff when Hunter Biden was coming out, everyone fell in line for weeks on that they were just talking about Hunter Biden. Even now, they were like, the price of eggs. How many times do we hear the price of eggs over and over? But shockingly, Black Friday sales were incredible. But no one can afford eggs. I think that's something that we have to do a better job at is coming together, sharing our wins with each other and blasting that and being excited about it and not letting people just damper that down or try to lessen it for any reason. I think we have to make sure that we're the ones that are vocalizing those things and putting them up there that, hey, we have some fighters here and we have people who we're going to be in the business of making business happen, and we should support that and should honor that.
And even in the opposition party, like Rep. Johnson has shown us for years in Texas, you can stay on your issues and make these incremental, you know, maybe we're not going to pass legislation because we don't have the power to do that, but we have the power to bring certain things up that forces that side to vote against things that 90% of the country wants. And so those are the ways that we get these, you know, messages out there, and then you just really keep hammering it. All of them voted against this. 100% of us want this. Like, that's something we need to be shouting a lot more out there and like you said, sticking on the messaging.
Yeah.
And we just got done talking to her, so let's catch up with Jamaica. Well, once again, thank you, Jamaica, for coming to our podcast again. We keep interviewing you and not posting it, but it keeps working out in our favor. So we'll start off with our last interview with you. And Joey was going over the transcript, so I'll let Joey take it from
I was
here.
reading the transcript and looking for something that was relevant to like kind of start off this conversation. And one of the things I noted was Jalon saying to you, Jamaica, that she's so proud watching you grow into your role as you've been in politics, and that you will be running for high office, and we can't wait to vote for you. And I'm excited because we have a chance to vote for you finally next week or on what date is the election?
First of all, shout out to me.
Shout out, Jalon. Friday the 27th. 26th.
Sure, let's go with that.
So Friday the 26th is
26th,
the election day
26th.
at the Texas Democratic Party's convention. So excited to vote for you, Jamaica. So what are you running for? Tell us about that.
It is the SDEC, better known as the SDEC, State Democratic Executive Committee. It's a lot of words for an acronym for Congressional District 33, the newly drawn Congressional District 33. So basically, you act as the governing board for the state party. So you elect the delegates, the congressional district elect a committee woman and a committee man. And so me, myself, and Ford Carrasco are ready for a committee chairwoman and committee chairman. Unopposed right now.
Yes, unopposed.
Awesome. What made you decide to run for this seat?
no one else was running. Sylvia Lagos had been in the seat for a long time. And no one else was doing it. And so I talked to David Fisher, who does a lot of work in the party, and no one else was doing it. And I was just like, you know what? Why not? And I think these positions are a great one to be involved in, to just be able to bring back to the people of the community and the people of the district, to just lay out what the party is doing for the people. And for someone that is involved politically in and outside of the party, for someone who knows and has good relationships with community leaders, elected officials. So just thought about it and said, why not? So called some folks up and decided to do it.
Well, I mean, I think this is going to be like a thing we do every time I interview. After you win this election, what's the next election you're going to run for?
Pushing it. This is far enough. This is just, simple congressional delegates go in, vote. I don't have to worry about anyone's families getting pulled into this election. It's just simple. I'm gonna have some little buttons and little stickers, did a little fundraising. And that's enough. That's enough for me.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because, as soon as the midterms were set for Texas and I saw how disgusting they were going towards Tallarico, selfishly, I was like, thank God Jasmine didn't win, because I don't think I could have handled what would have come out of those parties. So I hear what you're saying. Like, we're just having fun.
This is just Democrats. Yeah.
After coming out of a runoff election that just happened, after how bad Democrats came after Democrats, and spending $10 million on another Democrat. Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah. We need a break.
Yeah, we definitely need a break.
Yeah. So beyond running for this chair, leading up to the midterms, what else are you doing? Because I know you. You're like Keke Palmer. You're going to keep a job.
Booked and busy.
Booked and busy. That's right.
As of last week, or I guess a week and a half ago, I started with the Hinojosa campaign. And sir, Gina for governor, if you don't know, now you know. And so I started off there as the regional political director. And then as of 2 days ago, I am now the regional campaign director. So ask me what my job is by the end of the week, and I could probably give you the details. So I am covering Dallas County and Collin County and some Northeast in there. So anything that involves political organizing within those regions, to making sure that when she is here locally, that we make sure that everyone knows her president is here. When he's not here, to make sure that everyone knows she's running and getting her name out there, to make sure that we give break up the boot. That's the plan.
Yeah,
those are some good counties to have to.
It is.
Run. Yeah. You're going to be running.
It's nice.
Those are big ones. Yeah.
It's the fun ones.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Go, Gina. I'm so excited. Now I know that you're my person, my go-to at Gina's campaign.
Call me up.
I will be.
Yeah, we have a lot of good stuff to do.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a lot of good stuff to do. We do a lot of good endorsers out there on her behalf for the campaign, to make sure that her voice is getting out there. We need a lot of good people to make sure that we are just, it is game on. And we just launched our Team Texas Public Schools initiative that is one across the state. We did some roundtables last week in North Texas. Yep. So she was in Oak Cliff, Richardson, McKinney, Arlington, Grapevine, and then did a town hall in Fort Worth, where the state has taken over Fort Worth ISD. And so we are making sure that everyone knows, and that is something that can unify the state, is our public schools, and making sure that we get that message out there collectively, that we protect our public schools and make sure that she is firing Mike McGrath the first day, and just reclaiming our public schools back in our education system. So we're excited about that, and excited about that launch, and continue to grow the campaign. So we are fully staffed out. And yes, so call me, beat me. If you want to reach me, I am available.
Awesome.
Most days.
Let's talk about the Democratic Convention. Can you give, you and Joey, because I've never been, if you guys can kind of give everybody an idea of what that all is.
What's the point of it?
Yeah. What's the point? What is that?
Go ahead,
Oh,
Joey.
both y'all just gonna nod. Yeah, okay.
It's where, let's see, it's open to any Texas Democrats. So you don't have to be in any way an elected official to participate. Anyone can participate. You are meant to have attended a your county convention. Yeah, your county or your congressional convention. Your local convention, basically, because there were local conventions in March, and then now is the statewide convention, and things are decided at the state level. Like we have caucus meetings for all the different issues-based caucuses. We elect our party leadership, which will last for another 2 years. So, like, if we elect Jamaica as our SCC member for Congressional District 33, she'll be in that seat for 2 years in leadership and attending regular. They have basically leadership meetings. I think they're quarterly or something like that.
Yeah.
And so they sort of like are the ones that kind of like drive the direction of everything to do with our party's actions, focus, how the budget is spent, all that stuff. So it's a big deal, and it's also just a way to get everyone together. We're a giant state, and so every 2 years we get a chance to all come together, and it's always super fun. So definitely recommend it. It's like a really great chance to attend your conventions to like get in on the ground level of politics for the people, being led by the people, not politics by elected officials, but those of us who are the people being our government by attending our conventions.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And will you be having an elephant walking around?
No elephants.
Just urinating everywhere.
No elephants in the room.
Okay, cool. All
metaphorically, maybe metaphorically, who knows? But
not metaphorically or literally. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I've heard of people wanting to book elephants for debates with Republicans and things of that nature, you know.
Let's just leave the elephants alone.
I know, we should just leave them out.
Yeah, leave the elephants and any other animals out of this.
All
like,
animals.
we got enough going on.
Yeah. Either leave them alone or leave them to the deltas. That's it.
That's right. Awesome. Well, like I said before, I'm Team Jamaica. I'm waiting for your name to be on a ballot near me someday soon. I'm excited that you're taking this step forward and running for something. I know you're going to do amazing. I wouldn't be vouching for you to run for shit if I didn't think you're going to be amazing. So
you're a great representative of the people of 33, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the place of the people. And it's come back and just make sure that, being the voice for the state party, to make sure that we have representation to come back and be the voice of the people so that we can make sure that what is being talked about and discussed at the party level, that the people here who don't get the luxury of being there gets the information back here. And that they're hearing it and they give their input and their opinions and making sure that the party's being held accountable. And that's the purpose of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Bringing people back to the party of people.
Yeah, party of the people.
That's right.
Love that. You can have that.
Put it on a t-shirt.
So funny.
I can't wait to put on my Jamaica button. I'm going to find you immediately on Thursday for my
Grab
Jamaica
me one,
button.
please.
Yes, I will.
I'll get you some. I'll get you a button.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you again for joining us. We really appreciate it. Between the other two interviews, we got a lot, girl.
Heck, I'm always down.
Well, we appreciate it.
Superstar.
Yeah, we appreciate you so much.
And thank you for working with Gina. That's awesome. We're excited about that campaign for sure.
Gotta get it done. I don't know how to work for men, so that's also
that makes total sense to me. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't be listening. I'm not naming any names, but they don't be listening.
Not so well. No.
Go women.
I am so glad that she is running for office, that I finally get to vote for Jamaica. That's like by itself, just like super exciting and something I've really wanted. So I'm stoked about that. And also it's perfect for her that particular race, I think, because it's very of the people. It's specifically representing our congressional district. So she's going to know literally everyone probably who will be there voting. So that's really cool. And it's a 2-year seat. So it's not like she has to run again in 5 months. Like she's in for a while. So it'll be great. And also, let me just mention again the convention. The convention happens on Thursday, June 26th. I think it's the 25th, 26th, 27th. Yeah, so it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And it's in Corpus Christi. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be super fun. The first day we have Kendall and team who are putting on this thing have Bobby Pulido and a bunch of other people come in to have this big free concert. So that'll be really cool. And then we'll go to the Stonewall Drag party, which would be always the best thing you don't want to miss on the Thursday night is the Stonewall Drag Party. So we'll be going to that. And then it's called Drag Out the Vote this time. So it should be fun. And then on Friday, we have all of our caucus meetings. So I've got in the morning, the Texas Environmental Democratic Caucus, where I'm running for one of the secretary positions. And that's Friday morning. And then we'll have our congressional caucus meetings. And that's where we'll elect Jamaica and hopefully my friend Corey Carrasco, who's running for the men's seat. The way we do it is odd because we do a woman and a man is how we fill those seats, but it can be presenting as a woman and presenting as a man. So we're a little open on that. And then what do we have Friday night? I think we have a bunch of big speakers. And then on Saturday is like the peak of it. And we'll have like all kinds of fancy speakers. I know Bernie Sanders is going to be there. Senator Cory Booker is going to be there. I saw Justin Pearson, I think, is speaking. Anyway, we've got a really exciting lineup. But again, it's for the citizens to get involved in your party and to have say in how the party works. So it's good stuff. It'll be really fun. Fun getaway for the convention.
You glossed over you running for a seat.
Yeah, running for a seat it's the Texas Environmental Democratic Caucus. I think in 2018, I just was attending the meeting and no one was running for a secretary. And I'm like, well, I can do it. I mean, that doesn't sound hard. So I did it. And I did that for some years. Then I took a step back. And anyway, yeah, we'll see. I'm running for statewide office again. So
well, good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. I'm excited. I will not be going to the convention. Just the drive down to Corpus.
No, for real. Yeah.
I'm not into at all. Yeah. So y'all got it. When we get a new Democratic president in the White House, and if you're expecting everything to be fixed, there's so much shit that has to be fixed.
So much.
And we're not just talking like cosmetic shit. We're not just talking like taking his name off of shit or changing Department of War back to Department of Defense. We're not.
No, it's shit like abolishing the freaking Electoral College. It's like good shit that would actually change the country.
But it's like remaking the Department of Education. Mm-hmm. Like there's so much stuff that has to happen. And if the next president gets in and he's a Democrat, which
she better be.
Here's hoping. Yeah, she or they better be. And you're expecting by the midterms things to be peachy keen, then you should probably not pay so much attention to politics.
But I mean, I guess that's one of the things that we need to be doing to educate the citizenry out there that, like, unfortunately, we don't change the country with one election. So you can't just vote for president and feel like everything's going to change. Like, you're going to have to vote in your local elections and you're going to have to vote in every congressional race. You're going to have to vote, those are all you have to vote in all of them to create that impact.
Yeah. And you got to show up to meetings.
Yeah.
Town halls, school boards, you have to show up. Like, because otherwise they're just going to do whatever the they want to do. Yep. Which is what they want to do. Like, there's this whole movement of women, and forgive me for going on this tangent, but there's this whole movement of women that are saying, I would give up my rights to vote.
I'm going to start this off really strong. I don't think women should vote anyways. If somebody asked me, if the government was like, okay, if we could have a more conservative country, if all women gave up their vote, I would gladly give up my right to vote to have a more conservative country.
Insane.
The are you talking about?
Insane. I mean,
people have died for the right to vote. And instead of sticking and keeping your right and just voting the way that you want to, you'd rather give it up because the men have done such a great job.
Yeah, they've been doing a great fucking job. Are you kidding me right now? I mean, have you seen this stuff on like what we could have spent, the money that we spent on the Iran war? I mean, that, like, if you read that shit, it's really upsetting. It's actually like, I told my teenagers and they were upset. Like, it's upsetting. It's not right.
Would you sign on or write up a bill for Medicare for all? We've got Medicare now. We can start rolling back the age 5, 10 years at a time. Would you support that?
We can't afford that.
Yes, you can.
It is
because we don't have money for healthcare and we don't have money for feeding poor people. No, but we can just bomb countries.
You're going to give up your right to vote for people like that to run this country?
Who does not have any clue what's going on at all.
Yeah.
Making shit up on the fly.
I will blame NBC until the day I die. This is their fault. He was obsolete. He was poor. He was known as a shitty developer, a horrible landlord. That's who we knew.
And then they made up that show Apprentice. I have friends who worked on it. Whole thing's made up. They built that set. He didn't have any conference rooms. He literally didn't have conference rooms.
We can keep this out of the podcast. But did anybody talk about he is who we think he is?
100%.
So you are right. That's the way that's what we need to do. We need to keep educating people because anybody that would willingly give up their right to vote is so undereducated.
Yes.
On not just, the rights that they're allowed to have, but the rights that was fought by blood and tears and hard work and just building communities.
And man, the educating of the populace is going to take a while because they have been unfunding education since 1980.
I know I say it all the time. I'm shocked that they don't teach civics in high school anymore. But now I know why. I know why they don't.
It's obvious they do not.
Yeah. All right. So we are now trying to inject some levity, some culture into our podcast. Sometimes I feel like we just talk about, policies and elections and we just kind of move on. When we do our newsletters, we always try to have a moment of Zen or several moments of Zen just because shit is weird. Shit is bad. But we still need to get these jokes off.
But also the culture and the joy is important.
Yes. And it is also political. You just got back from New York City, and let me tell you something. I'm not a jealous person, but I'm a little jealous.
Everyone should be jealous. Anyone who was not in New York City this past weekend has reason to be jealous. It was definitely peak badass New York City. The Knicks, World Cup started. Mom Donnie was somehow everywhere. Pride. Also, there was a big thing on Sunday with Jane Fonda. I mean, it was going off. It was really fun. It was so fun.
That's so I know you're not into sports, and I'm very into sports. Like, if you would talk about two sides of different.
I know you cover us completely on the sport.
I want to talk about sports. Not just because I love it, but because it's like peak humanity sometimes for me. And you being in New York when you were in New York for what you were in New York for is like the most obvious, like it's like the clearest showing because New York has this reputation of being brash and they're nice, but they don't talk nice. Like that's a conversation that always happens. Whereas California's talk nice and they're not nice. Like that's the conversation we always have.
Yes, yes.
But it's like, it wasn't just Game 5 where they were out there. It was after Game 1, after Game 2.
Yes.
There's, some commisery for Game Was it Game 3? Yeah, Game 3 that they lost.
Yeah.
And then after Game 3,
which we all know was Sleepy Trump's fault.
To that point, after Game 3, people went out there with sage, and they were just like saging Madison Square Garden.
Sages. That's amazing. I saw a lot of that.
As a witchy person myself, I would have suggested they would have taken sage there too. So I'm glad they did. And then they were supporting them for Game 4. And then there was people that flew to San Antonio for Game 5 to be there for hopefully when they would have won. Yeah. And luckily they did.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, just seeing the footage of New York and all the 5 boroughs just spilling out and just being happy and exuberant. And then also to that point, the next day, you've got people walking around. They're like, wait a second, this is clean. Like they
noticed it. The next, because we were out until 3 a.m. And when we were walking back, we were marveling like, damn, we really trashed it. There was like I don't know how it happened, but there were so many white towels spread all across Midtown. I don't know what someone was doing. Someone must have, exactly. There was so many white towels all over the ground. We went out Sunday morning. It was sparkling. The city was so clean. Couldn't believe it. We were like, whoa, lickety split.
Yeah. So, I mean,
the key thing, right, is I read this thing on Monday that was about like that we should learn a real lesson from what we just witnessed, which is to eschew. Let's get rid of this idea of American rugged individualism. That. What's better is community, communalism,
teamwork,
joy, teamwork, all of this. Let's get done with rugged individualism. We don't need to think of ourselves as single individuals trying to solve the world's problems or even our own problems. There's too many people in the world. Like, gang up. Come on, guys. Community is everything.
It is, but I think that's one of the playbooks of capitalism is to break down the village, because we are all village communal humans. Like that is
that's our DNA.
Our base. Yeah, that's in our DNA.
How we survive.
I cannot survive without several other people. I can't do it all on my own. But this idea that anybody in this country does everything on their own is crazy.
Nonsense.
But yeah, and that's what I love about not just team sports, but like a team that wins as a team. Because, when we grew up in basketball, it's like you would say Michael Jordan. And
right, yeah.
Basketball fans know that he wasn't the only one, but it's like he sometimes was putting the team on his back and he had to, be Michael Jordan all the time. But the thing about the thing about the Knicks winning is like it was definitely like Jalon Bronson, but you also have OG, you have all these other playmakers that had to step up, because if you look at the team on paper and you go, oh, San Antonio has a 7-footer. I don't like, what are we doing?
No, I know, yeah.
Yeah, and then like they kept saying Jalon Bronson was so small. Listen, small Jalons are still fantastic.
Making the world go around, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Witnessing it, man.
Yeah, but they kept saying that he was too small. It's like, but on a team that plays like a team and then wins like a team, it takes a team, long story short.
Yeah.
But to circle back to the World Cup and all these different ways that you can watch the World Cup. So in America, the World Cup rights, the English rights to the World Cup is on Fox Sports.
Uh-huh.
And I famously refuse to watch Fox Sports, specifically for soccer, because they have a doofus on there. I don't know how long this contract is on, but this doofus on there who I didn't like him as a player, and I don't like him as a pundit. And he keeps showing his ass. Like the clips I see, he keeps showing his ass. So my loophole is to watch the World Cup on Telemundo on Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
So I know enough Spanish that I'm not lost, but I am not fluent in it at all.
Yeah.
But my preference has always been Telemundo, not only because this doofus on Fox Sports is not on there, but also they are not waxing. He also waxes such bull. I will get on a tangent, but they talk more about the sport and the people playing the sport and the joy of the sport on Telemundo than they do on Fox Sports. I've noticed I'm not the only American who has migrated over to Telemundo. There's like a whole bunch of us that are actually watching the games on Telemundo, including Trevor Noah.
If you're trying to watch the games, the way the games should be watched, watch them on Telemundo.
So one of the things that is happening to this World Cup, and Trevor and his friends talk about it more eloquently than I do, but every World Cup there's a new set of rules that comes along. So like this World Cup has more matches and more teams and more countries that it's playing in, so you already have that. But because Mexico and America is hotter than European countries, they're doing this thing called a hydration break, which on paper sounds great. You're right. It's 90 degrees here in Dallas. They usually play 45 minutes of playtime, but they've been taking these hydration breaks in the middle of these 45 minutes. So instead of making it 2 halves, they're making it 4 quarters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people have been arguing, like,
Yeah,
the Atlanta
game.
It does change the game. It changes the flow.
Right.
So, like, the Atlanta Stadium, Dallas Stadium, Houston, most of the stadiums, like San Francisco is not, Kansas City is not, but I think most of the other stadiums are enclosed. So it's like, why are we having hydration breaks? But to me, I'm like, if somebody in San Francisco is having a hydration break that they're using as a moment to talk about strategic stuff, then everybody has to have it. So to that point, I'm like, everybody has to have it. If one is going to have it, they all have to have it. But what I didn't realize, because I've been watching on Telemundo, is that Fox has been playing commercials during these hydration breaks. Telemundo is not doing that. Nobody else is doing it, but in America on Fox Sports.
In case you're wondering, chat, we watch the games on Telemundo because they don't cut away for the hydration break.
Shout out Telemundo.
No ads. Shout out Telemundo. Muchas gracias, Telemundo. The best coverage in town.
So it's almost like FIFA conceded to the American broadcasting.
Yeah, to just
so that they would have
ad space.
But the rest of us,
I bet they're making more money on it. That was the point of it, right?
Yes, but yesterday, while I was watching Telemundo, I hear him go, one of the guys gave a shout out to the Americans that are watching it, and he even said it in English. I was like, oh, they know we're here. And then today they were playing a clip from Trevor Noah where he's like, oh yeah, no, we're watching on Telemundo. Telemundo's better. And during the hydration breaks, we're watching the strategy happen. We're watching people come to side and have these conversations. He's like, we're not getting that on the American part, but we are getting on Telemundo. And he got a shout out.
During the game, Portugal versus Congo. Score was, I think, 1-0 at the time. I thought I was going crazy. Right? Because yo aprendiendo español, pero yo no hablo mucho español. So I'm listening, but I don't hear everything. In the middle of that, I hear the commentators talking, and then one of them says something, apreciado, and then he's like, English, something. And then the guy goes, Trevor Noah! I'm looking at the TV. You know, like I felt like a character in the Bible when they heard, you're like, hey, God. God. It's like, Trevor Noah, are you there? I was like, yes, God. And it was in the TV. The Telemundo commentators were like, yo, Trevor Noah! We appreciate you, man.
During the game.
Yo, I'm gonna see if we can play it, chat. Let's go. Telemundo, muchas gracias. Yo, man, I was in heaven.
That one, they know that we're migrating over there into that he got a shout out. Because like I said, what he's doing is great. I mean, other people are doing some fantastic stuff. I'm glad that you were able to be in New York, one of the best sports towns in the country. I'm glad that you got to see them win after 53 years of a drought. I'm glad you got to see the best of New York, the best of sports fans. And then, like, I'm loving watching these other countries who have been scared to come to America. But Scotland is having a blast in Boston. And the Dutch are having a blast in Dallas. To the point.
The Scottish in Boston, that was awesome.
They drank Boston dry.
There was no beer. The Scots fans just drunk the place dry, and all they had was like Bud Light.
Boston ran out of beer. Famously, Boston makes beer.
But Boston is one of those big cities that is actually tiny.
A small town.
It's a weird place where like people are always like in our heads, Boston is very big. But like, for instance, we were going to go to Boston, not New York, on this trip.
Yeah.
There was not a single hotel room. This was 6-8 weeks ago when I was looking. Not one. There was you could not go to Boston. Forget it.
It's a small college
town. Boston was sold out months ago. Because it's tiny. It's
a small college town. Like, and in theory, like in reality, it really is.
Yeah, like even just like it's a very small area.
Yeah. Which is why they couldn't build the stadium in Boston. Or whatever.
Yeah. But you know what? New York, you can always find hotel rooms in New York. I don't know how New York did it, because I even looked again out of curiosity, there are still hotel rooms. You can't fill up New York. World Cup, NBA Final, all the things at one time, forget it. We still got rooms.
They're built for it. They're built for it.
They are built for anything.
They are built for it. Yeah. And with their public transportation, you can be anywhere in New York and still make it to where you need to get to.
Yes. It was actually one of the things I noticed all over, because like I always turn on local news when I'm somewhere. I always find it fascinating to hear what they're talking about. And
I always turn on the local PBS. That's what I do.
Exactly. I watch PBS and they had, or I would flip around through different channels, because, when you're in the hotel, you get those weird channels. It's like they're just news briefs. Like, I don't understand what those channels are, but they're just like little little short news briefs. They'll talk about traffic, weather, and then something random newsy, and then they'll talk about traffic, weather, newsy. Anyway, they were doing one of those things, but like I noticed if I flipped channels, like Mom Donnie was on every channel, and he was coming to tell people the public transit is ready for you. We have everything is ready. No one needs to get in vehicles. Please do not get in vehicles. It is really going to be a traffic craziness this whole weekend. Like, try to avoid cars. Please take transit. And like, he was on every channel pushing people to take buses and trains. They were ready. And they were. The subway, everything was great. The transit was great.
I'm
We
so
were on
glad
buses
that
and subways all weekend. Great.
Yeah, as you should have been.
Yeah, there was no waits. It was great.
Yeah, I'm so glad that Adams is not the mayor anymore. I'm so glad that Cuomo did not win. Like it was a perfect representation of the leadership of New York, the way everything just kind of unfolded. It looked like it was how communal everybody was after 9/11 without travesty.
Exactly. That is, that's what it felt like. And how did Mom Donnie win? By engaging the community, by getting hundreds of thousands of people to get involved and get their neighbors to vote.
And to buy into it.
Yeah, and buy in, yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about with New York?
No, I loved it. I want to go back.
I'm going to make you a sports fan at some point. Somehow,
I know
somewhere.
you are. I really, you actually have made me more interested in sports, for sure, I will say.
There's some great stories. Like,
sure.
Again, if you're not listening to our news briefs, after the NBA finals and the NHL finals, I basically did a whole segment of the Jalons. So we had Jalen Chatfield on the Carolina Hurricanes and Jalen Bronson on the New York Knicks. Buy stock in Jalen's.
Yes.
Stock is going up.
Jalen's are working hard and making things happen out there.
Let me tell you something. Big, small, fast, slow. We're out here. We're out here killing it. Yeah.
I do have one more New York thing. So I was like, I was there with my teens and I had like 3 museums I really wanted to get to, but I know that they only have so much patience for museums. So we negotiated it down to 1, which I'm still kind of disappointed about because I wanted at least 2. Okay, we went to 1 museum, but I was surprised that the one that they chose was the Morgan Library. And I was like, But they were just like fascinated by that a library was a museum. So so we went to that. And then I went down a total rabbit hole on Bella DaCosta Green. And she was hired in 1905 by JP Morgan. I think it was hired by his son, actually, but it was JP Morgan and his son still. She is the woman who built their entire collection.
Yes.
She was the director of the museum, of the library. She was a librarian, and he somehow had found her because she became known somehow as the best librarian because I think she was running the New York Public Library.
Yeah.
Fascinating. This Black woman hired in 1905 built JP Morgan's collection, and it's so like it's interesting just because the collection is so massive and like based on her building this collection of these they're like teeny tiny little carvings that were from Egypt, but they built such a vast collection that it basically created all this knowledge and of language and of history because they were able to tell all these stories that all these teeny tiny little things were telling, but because they had been dispersed across the world over the centuries, like no one had looked at all of them, but by amassing this huge collection and then studying all of them, like it actually created all this huge like ripple effect of history and knowledge that came from it. And I don't know, it's just really fascinating.
As you know, famously have to work hard to not crash out. And there's so many things that I can crash out about. My crash out is with this administration. The fact that they are wasting so much energy trying to convince us that this man is not falling asleep everywhere, trying to convince us that he has all his mental wherewithal with him. When we're watching him kind of on the G7 stage, kind of drift off.
The G7 stage, when he walked on and he shakes the guy's hand and he sits down, the guy starts talking. Within 20 seconds, Trump goes. I mean, he literally sat in that chair and was like, oh, good, it's nap time. Like, literally just, what? It was so embarrassing.
Like, why are you trying to gaslight us into believing this man with his eyes closed is not sleeping. No, he was blinking really long. Bitch, are you kidding me? Yeah.
And the
I
other
guess this is my
thing
crash
that's
out.
ridiculous about that is like, hey, we get it. He was at a cage match on the White House lawn, and then he took an overnight flight to Europe. He was probably jet lagged. But like, don't pretend like we're not all watching it happen live. We are. We already see it happening. You don't need to tell us
Josephine
live.
Baker Cade. He was also sleeping by the stage, by the octagon. He was also sleeping there. Yeah. This man is old, and old people love to sleep.
They gotta have some nap.
He is old, and his brain is not healthy, and he's not healthy, and his body needs to rest. He should not be president.
No.
But
we also can't have JD Vance. So
no, we can't. But stop lying to us.
Yeah, the gaslighting is out of control.
Of all the things to try to convince us.
I know. He's
of
not
all
asleep.
the things. Bitch, he's sleeping. I'm a world-class napper. I love a good nap. I do not begrudge anybody napping. Free will. Take a nap. But don't lie to me and say that you're not sleeping. Please don't do that. Like, he's not standing in meetings anymore. He's sitting.
Yeah.
He's not out and about until after 12 p.m. Stop lying to us.
We see it all.
Like, I don't know what we can do to fix this as far as like the medical team, because they do have to like have some protection for the health of the president. But I want all of them to lose their licenses because they keep saying that he's so healthy. When they said that man was 238 pounds.
No. Nonsense. No. Again, we all have eyeballs.
Like, are you kidding me? But the most insane thing that just blows my mind is that they know this man is unhealthy. They know that he does not have all his mental faculties with him, and they know that he is going to fall asleep, and they're allowing him to do this in front of other world leaders. And you're allowing this man who you know is not healthy, not mentally capable to keep up with these people, to sit at that table. President Obama once, on a weekend, he was in the White House, and he was on the phone, and he wasn't wearing a suit, and he had his feet kicked up on the table during a conversation. Weekend. And a photo got out, and they were like, this is so unpresidential. This is not professional. Disrespecting the Oval Office.
Just like they said him wearing the brown suit was disrespectful.
Oh, tan. We specifically call it tan.
I'm sorry.
Tan suit, yeah. That was a Easter tan suit.
Yeah.
And he said he gave it away, so it will not be in his presidential library. Whoever has it, get it back to him. Please.
Yeah.
Pretty please. That needs to be in his presidential library. But him just working on the weekend. He went into the office real quick. He not wear a suit.
In the middle of his new made up war.
Nope.
He was just doing his normal weekend calls.
And now all like, oh, he's so disrespectful. Blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, this man is literally asleep at the wheel, and we see it. We're watching it. Cameras are capturing it. You guys are setting up the office strategically where people are behind him and he's up front, so you don't see people actually responding to the fact that he's asleep.
Yeah.
To further this, like, girl, we are not stupid.
Insane.
That's my crash out. I'm sorry. I just I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Like you're telling me what my eyes are seeing is not true.
Yeah. That's what it is.
And I know it's true.
Quintessential gaslighting. Like we're all experiencing it at one time now.
Yeah. And I just want somebody from another country to go, yeah, homie was asleep. And yeah, homie smells like shit. And yeah, homie is stupid. Like
homie is a file protecting files.
I try not to crash out.
It's reasonable.
And then I add a crash out segment into our podcast. And then I crash out.
It has to happen sometimes. You gotta let out that steam or you're gonna burst.
It's just because they're trying to make us feel and look crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not.
No.
And we're not. That 100-year-old dude is sleeping on the job. And unfortunately for you, there's cameras everywhere. This is not the era of Ronald Reagan when he can get away with not having all his mental faculties and people talking for him.
Take a nap in his room, yeah.
This is not the era of JFK, who probably wasn't as strong as we thought he was. This is not the era of FDR, who could be in a wheelchair or need braces, and he can't get around. And
the media will never, ever, 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 ever show him in a wheelchair. Ever. They never showed him in a wheelchair.
Ever. Back of the car, top down, waving, looking great and dapper. Yeah.
I like how they built these things so that when he campaigned from city to city, he had these little like berm things that they made so that he didn't have to get out of the car, and the car would just go up on this berm and he'd just wave and so the whole crowd could see him. Fascinating.
That's not the era we're living in.
No,
we're in an era where there's cameras everywhere, everybody's recording everything, and bitch, we've got eyeballs.
Not only that, but we are sane enough to understand that when someone is social media-ing all night long craziness, like literally all night long, we know that person's not well. Like, we all know what that means. We've been around a while. We've seen what this means. The guy's not well.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. And the preface of this question is understanding that you and I are very busy people. We're not running a country, but you and I are very busy people. Do you have time to tweet all hours of the night
anymore? I don't have time for any of that. No.
I'm not going to crash out anymore.
Okay.
Do you have a crash out?
No.
All right. That is our show this week. Thanks for watching. We're still tinkering with this format, so bear with us. If you like it, let us know. If there's something that you think that we should change, let us know.
If you hated it, let us know that too. I mean, comments are comments on the internet, so come on, bring it, bitches.
True. It is funny because I don't look at our YouTube comments a lot. Like every so often, I'll peek in there just to see what's going on. And somebody was like, "Why are you so stupid about Obama?" on one of these last comments, but didn't spell Obama correctly. Spelled it OBAM, and that was it. And I don't. So we don't really respond.
No.
Because we're of a certain age.
We're busy
and
people.
I don't, and I'm not going to debate you. I'm not. But that comment, I just responded, LOL. And just kept it moving. So if you have any questions or any comments, we're going to try to add that into our podcast. We are ramping up, obviously, for midterms. So there's going to be a lot more interviews. Not every episode will have an interview, but we're going to try to do this weekly. We'll see how long that works.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. It's a lot of work. We're working on it.
That is our podcast for this week. Thank you so much for watching us. If you'd like to keep up with the news, we have daily news brief where we talk about the biggest news stories of the day. If you want to learn how to be more of a community partner with your local politics, we do have a newsletter from Joey called Organizer's Corner, where she tries to help you be a better citizen in your city. Like we said earlier, this is a weekly podcast. So if you are not following us on Substack, please do. So you can get this and all of our newsletters and podcasts sent straight to your mailbox. Like I said, I keep up with the news for you.
And I keep up with the policy for you.
And together we help you become smarter and more consistent voters. We will talk to you next week. Or maybe not. We'll see. Bye.
Bye.